What song makes you think of a certain time every time you hear it? One Headlight by the Wallflowers makes me feel serious nostalgia. Not one specific event but a time period for sure. Safe and Sound, The Capital Cities, The Nights, Avicii. Good Riddance by Green Day. It was a few years old when I graduated high school, and it was one of the last songs played at the last party we attended the summer before we split off to college and our various directions. I'm not particularly fond of my memories of high school, and don't even talk to anyone from that time of my life anymore, but every time that damn song comes on, I remember that party vividly. Yusu Nayat. Sex and Candy takes me back to the 90s. A Long December by Counting Crows really hit for just a moment during my senior year of high school. It is rare to come across it in the wild these days, but when I do, woo boy, excuse me while I stare off into the middle distance for a minute or two. Bush Glycerin. It reminds me of a girl that I was dating back then. She was my first real love. Now, 30 years later, we're together again. We have both had our own trials and tribulations in those 30 years, but when two people are meant to be together, no amount of time or distance will keep them apart. Moving Out. Anthony's song will always remind me of the day I left my dad's place. The album Tragic Kingdom takes me right back to a sad and angry 12-year-old who needed just about every track on there. I listen the hell out of any album that resonates with me. So, really, I have different albums for different eras of my life. Tragic Kingdom was one of the first albums I bought myself. I can remember listening to it on my Sony Walkman CD player while riding the school bus. Tragic Kingdom got me through some rough times. With Arms Wide Open by Creed. It was played at my friend's funeral back in high school. That was just over 2 decades ago now, but my heart still sinks a little when I hear it. Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street captures the sound of the 1970s. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go was the biggest hit way back in high school. Many years ago. Sad Pensive Face, Welcome to the Black Parade, reminds me of simpler times. Funky Town. Eagle Eye Cherry, Save Tonight. Cars. Let the Good Times Roll. This album came out right when I got my first apartment. This song was cranked up to 11 whenever I played it. Neighbors Never Complain Once. Piano Man reminds me of my best friend's going away party before she moved to Peru for 2 years. She came back different and we haven't been nearly as close ever since. We Are the People, Empire of the Sun. It's never a specific time or place, but something about this song takes me somewhere I've been without having to do anything in common. Truly Magic Somehow. Losing My Religion by R.E.M. I was losing my religion, became an atheist, and now, I'm not sure what I believe, but there is something